Hello, and welcome to Matt Becker Video. This time of year, especially late March and into early April, there's a very distinctive set of flowers that like to appear first. And they all have some common similarities, and there's a few that happen to be a little bit of outliers. Let's go explore them real quick. One of the first flowers you're likely to see in spring are the snowdrops. This is Galanthus nivalis. It's from the Amaryllis family, or Amaryllidaceae, and they have these linear long leaves. They have a bulbous root, like many other early spring flowers, which we will see, and they're defined by these droopy white petals, and they have these 3 outer petals and then 3 inner petals with like a greenish chin to them. And these ones have already started to sort of decompose. They bloomed in early March, and they're sort of on their way out at this point. All right, so let's compare the snowdrop to the daffodil. They bloom around similar times, like late March and early April. It's from the Narcissus genus, but they're also from the Amaryllis family. And you can see they share some common similarities, such as these linear leaves, 6 petals, a bulbous root, and yeah, it's an early spring flower. So over here we have the Siberian squill, which is Scilla siberica, and it's from the Asparagaceae family, or the asparagus family. It's from the Caucasus region, sort of Mediterranean. It's also a bulb. It's part of the order Asparagales, which a lot of the plants we'll see today are. And it's got a petal, and it's got 6 petals, and it's got these 6 blue-purple droopy petals, and 6 stamens inside. So what is this? Some sort of bunch grass? It's actually garlic chives, Allium tuberosum, also from the Amaryllis family, so it has a lot of common characteristics with the other flowers we've seen today, such as having a bulbous root and having linear leaves. If you break open these stems, they also give off a kind of garlicky onion scent. But if these plants are able to persist to the fall without getting eaten or mowed, they'll develop these bunches of white flowers with 6 white petals. So very similar to what we've been seeing today. And it's freaking garlic chives. So now we've seen several early spring flowers that all share common characteristics, such as being from the order Asparagales, many of them being Amaryllidaceae from that family, all being bulbous, all having linear leaves, generally 6-petaled flowers, so a lot of very similar characteristics for these early spring flowers. There is, however, one other flower that I'd love to show you. It's one of my favorite early spring flowers, particularly because it's a little bit more subtle. Let me show you. Okay, so this tiny flower is the common whitlow grass, also known as Drabiverna. It's actually from the mustard family, Brassicaceae, and it's much different from the other flowers. It kind of looks like grass, and it can grow very long, but it's not actually a grass. It's the Draba genus has 4 white petals, but Drabiverna is special because it has bifid petals, which means that each petal splits and looks like 2 petals. And you can also see what's really cool about this flower is that it's got these little rosette leaf patterns, these radiating leaves from which the flower springs. And what's cool is you can actually see the seed pod as well, which will drop off and then germinate come the fall. And it's just a cute little flower that no one would ever tell you about. And so here I am telling you about Drabiverna. Well, thank you for joining us on this episode of Matt Becker Video. And be on the lookout, because we're just in the beginning of spring. A lot more flowers to come, and a lot more discoveries to be made. So I'll see you next time. Until then, stay vigilant.